What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back with another DanChro's video. Now, it's been a few days since we talked about this, and unfortunately, my system has been down, because those of you that don't know, I won a new GPU, it was really cool, and I went to go do a bunch of the PC upgrades, and some of the gremlins kind of started to show from years of not reformatting my system. So we basically had to rebuild the whole system from scratch. I apologize for the time wait, but we're back at it. Hopefully we're better than ever. Done a few other upgrades as well along the way, so let's talk about this, because this is our first, like, actual, real big event that we've seen in DanChro's. This has basically been running for like a month. We had 3 different banners on it. Thankfully, the past 2 weeks, we haven't gotten any new banners, which really bodes pretty well for the future of the game, actually. I was really concerned about this at first, because, you know, there were a lot of banners just dropping left, right, and center, and it was like, oh, this is infuriating. Why, guys? Why? Well, the good news is things have seemed to simmer, and I really think the developers are paying attention, and they're understanding what is frustrating the fan base. So hopefully we're getting our kind of brains wrapped around this. Now, we haven't talked about event ranking. We really need to. It opened up a few days ago. My rank probably isn't that great, but I haven't necessarily been the most diligent at this game, I hate to admit. But I am working on this. Now, essentially, to get your event rank, you could do this up to 3 times a day. I've already expired my 3 for today, but you can always come in and do a practice session. If you go to the story event, and let's go to story quest, and go to very hard. Obviously, you want to clear all of these. In fact, guys, with the few days we have left, you really want to make sure that you are doing all of these events. You use as much stamina as you can on this event, because you really want these event rewards. Like, big time you want these event rewards. So, for me, I do my hards, my very hards. By the way, guys, if you haven't beaten the very hard, if you want tips or anything like that on there, let me know in the comments down below. I haven't covered it yet, but if it's something you guys need before it goes away, let me know in the comments, and I could definitely drop some strategy guides and whatnot on this. But I want to hear from you guys what you want to see at this point, because if you haven't beaten it, you kind of, you know, you may need a strategy guide or whatever just to get that underway. Now, the third one down here you'll see is a ranking battle practice session, and essentially, for all intents and purposes, is almost identical to ranking battle itself. Now, it says recommended power is 7,000. I have no clue how you're going to get away with 7,000. Maybe it's just because I'm so aggressive at this, but even at my power level, I find oftentimes I wind up just not making it sometimes. I mean, it's sad to say, but it is true. Sometimes I actually don't beat it. Now, to be fair, as I said, I'm very, very, very aggressive, so I'm well aware that that is a potential downfall. Also, note that they will surround you at a moment's notice, and that is no fun. Now, I do love the fact that the element here on Tiona is event boosted. So if you have this Tiona, she is phenomenal for this. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Oop, that didn't do much of nothing. I saved my Chigusas, so I can come up here and do this. Now, just like with the very hard events, she will start firing those icicles at us, and when she does that, it is gonna hurt. So what I'm gonna do... Oh, yes! Nice! I want to take her out as quickly as I can, because she can actually really mess this up pretty badly. Boom, there we go. So basically, as soon as I see Reveria, I always go after her. Maybe that's a mistake, but in my experience, that's just what's kind of... Ooh, that was a bad hit. Oh, I whiffed it with that one. Oh, no. So what I'm going to do, so Reveria's back, so what I'm probably going to do here is run around, going to kind of power up here, and I am going to use my my SA to kind of do as much damage as... Oh, she froze me. Oh, no. Bad news. All right, I got to get out of this. We're kind of in a hole here. So I'm going to switch over to Belle. That was a prime example of what not to do. Now let's see if we can get a good example of what to do. Let's take her out. Boom! Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Do that. I have some healing, so... The faster you can take her out, the better it's going to be. Boom, but I have taken a ton of damage, so I'm going to come over here and do some healing. Do bear in mind that if she sets up a shot, it will still go through. that's kind of the I don't say the worst part about this, but the unfortunate side is even once you've beaten her, unfortunately, that's not the end. Her shot will still go off. So if you see those red marks on the board, you've got to deal with those. You have to treat those with, you know, the level of threat that they actually are. All right, I'm going to do some quick healing here. Oh, jeez. There she is. Boom. Come on. Come on. Come on. No! Bad news. I missed the KO on her. I really should have switched back and used Chigusa here. And Chigusa, unfortunately, whiffed it too. That was an unfortunate situation. All right. So I need to let those pop. All right. And I really got to make sure. There we go. I got the break on her. We need to knock her out. All right. Maybe this will take out a whole bunch of them. Only took out a few, but it's better than nothing. This is kind of a sloppy run, I hate to admit. I've whiffed a couple of shots. I've wasted some multi-shots on like single units like I just did right there. Not a very prime example of how to handle this and probably why my score is so low. But you can go in here and you can practice this as much as you need and essentially get to a comfortable spot where you're accumulating the score that you want. Now, you can run that 3 times a day for actual ranking. So to do this one more time, if you go down here, you go to event ranking. Reset here is in another, for me, as I'm running this now, about another hour and a half. So once that reset is done, I can go and run this 3 more times. And my goal here is to kind of do as many upgrades as I possibly can. So make sure you guys are doing this. Blow as much stamina as you can. Even once I've blown all my stamina here on the hard and very hard events, then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in here to the normal events. I'm going to grab Battle 5, and I'm going to blow as much stamina as I can here because I really do need as many of these rewards as I can muster. Now, obviously, you want to run all your daily stuff. You want to run as much as you can in that regard as well. But it's really, really, really important to get these rewards out because once this event expires, you're not going to be able to get a lot of these rewards again. And there's some really solid rewards in here. So do not miss out on this. Notice I'm going to blow all my stamina here, and that should pretty much be all my dailies. Let's just go ahead and do this all the way down to 5 stamina. Come on. 30, 20, 15. That'll be the last one I can do without having to do any restoration. And then if I go over here to missions, all my daily missions should be done. Sadly, my weekly missions are not. Remember I said I haven't been, unfortunately, diligent as I should be on this. But all my daily missions are done. And remember to go back to Battle Pass and to check out your daily battle missions here, and all those are now done too. So I can go rank up. Yeah, and unfortunately I did miss like 3 or 4 days of this because my system was down. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. One of my favorite things about this is that we can actually play it with a controller. But one of my least favorite things about this is playing things like, any kind of those PvE experiences, or even like if we go over here to Magic Stone Scramble. I love Magic Stone Scramble. It's super fun. I hate running it on my phone. The phone controls are super clunky. So for me, this is kind of like the best mix thereof. But other than that, like, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the game so far. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with the gacha system. I have a whole video on that coming out here in the next couple of days. Remember, if you guys haven't been doing it, I hit the wrong button there. If you haven't been doing it, there's a free gacha here every single day. And unfortunately, I've already done this one in a first take of this video. But I had, like I said, I missed like 3 or 4 days of this. So I'm a little low on these items. But here in the next 3 days, 2 more multis and I'll get a guaranteed summon. So we're going to be doing that. We'll be taking advantage of that here really, really soon. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Like, comment, share. Let me know what you guys, if you guys are still playing the game, if you guys are enjoying the game, and any kind of gripes or anything like that you have down below that you want addressed or you want to air. I've got a whole video coming up here shortly where I'm going to talk about, now we had the game for 2 months, where we stand. I know it is not DanMemo, and it's never going to replace DanMemo in our hearts, but I hate to admit it. I'm sated. I'm not enthused, but I'm sated by the game. I'm kind of digging it, y'all. maybe not the gacha system. Your old boy ain't done so great at the gacha system, but the rest of it, the gameplay and all that, kind of cool with it. But the gacha system does suck. So aside from the gacha system, if you have any gripes, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll talk to you guys again here really soon with more DanChro. And or more DanMemo. We got the stories that we got to finish up on that one too.